are back. We are back for part two. I need to know from you. After tonight, I want you to put in the comments that I know it was hard to say. What y'all think about this show? What do y'all think about us coming live once a month to talk about relationship issues, relationship talk? I'm not gonna say issues. We just been talking about relationships, and I promise you, if you had heard the conversation before in the green room, I'm just gonna say in the green room, that's a conversation that we probably need to open with. But I don't know, because it might be too soon to talk about that. But it's definitely something that we need to talk about, especially as we are entering into this whole thing called dating. And tonight, y'all, I got my peeps back. We are back together. And this has been it's been good for me as well. It's been therapeutic because sometimes when you've been single for so long, or you've had, or let me say, not necessarily, yeah, I'm gonna say for so long, but I'm also gonna say in your own mind, in your own mindset, if you've been single and you've been doing the same thing over and over again, and then you know what they say about doing the same thing over and over again and but you got to start doing something different. And that's why we are coming together, especially y'all. Some of us too old to still be doing the same things we were doing in high school. Some of us are too old to be still doing the same things that we did in our 20s. I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Because I still know some people that's getting love in their 90s. So don't sleep on it. Love does not have an age, but we have got to evolve with time. We have got to start thinking. We have to start changing our mindset. We have to start, just like we talk about changing our mindsets in our business, changing our mindset with our family, with our friends. We have to start thinking that in our relationships. We can't still keep playing those same games. We got to start being more sensitive to being more sensitive to who we are. Yes, physical touch, smacks, and all things related. Yes, I like that. Yes, I like that. Yes. So this fits because what we're doing, you will be amazed at the people that we have in this room, because we are coming from all different walks of life. We're coming from all different lifestyles. We're coming from all different let's say, how can I say it? All different trains of thought, but we're coming together. Oh, and all different age groups. We're coming together to do what we have to do so we can. No, I'm not going to say find love. I'm gonna say find real love. And how many of y'all looking for a real love? Somebody. And then y'all, now we also got to start thinking about, how do we define love? How do we define love? And we're going to talk about that tonight as well. Like, what are you looking for in your relationship? What are you looking for? What does it look like? How is it shaped? Or, I mean, like, y'all, everybody know I am such an introvert. When I tell you I'm cool but I have problems, and Ariel always fussing at me. You need to just say something. I have problems with that. I am not that forward person. I am a small group person. I am introverted. And when I tell you I'm introverted on 9,000 degrees. And so when you're introverted, sometimes it's hard for you to have those extroverted tendencies in that area. Now, put me in a business meeting. Put me in a classroom. I got you, boo. But when it comes down to relationships, I have to ask questions. And it's good to be in rooms and in places that you can ask questions to other people. And that's what we're all about tonight, y'all. We are going to come with you with conversations with our panel. And most of all, we want you to be interactive. We want you to join in. We want to see you in the comments. Let us know. First of all, everybody that's on now, go ahead and tell us who you are and where you're from. We want to hear from you. We want to talk to you, because, y'all, tonight is the night. We giving it fire. And happy Valentine's Day to those of you, whatever that means to you. And I'm gonna leave that right there too, because it means different things to different people. Some people wanted to go out, some people wanted love, some people were okay watch at home watching a movie. Hey, it's up to you. That was your choice. But how many of you think Valentine's is just another day on the calendar? Yeah, we're gonna leave that right there too. So, guys, I am again so excited to have my crew with me. Yeah, I'm calling them my crew because y'all just don't know. We never know where this might be taking us. But all right, guys, right after these messages, we're gonna be right back with you. Y'all, honey, we coming to have the chit and the chat and the kiki and the kaka. Get ready after these messages.
She stands before them with grace, with strength, with unwavering faith. A pastor, a leader, a woman called to guide others through the light. But when the doors close and the night falls, she carries more than they will ever know. Every calling has a cost. Every strength, a shadow. She is not broken. She is not weak. She is human, navigating faith, desire, and truth. Because power doesn't come without struggle, and grace doesn't come without fire. Church Girl After Dark. A story of faith and the strength to face what lies beneath.
Well, hey, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey. Y'all, hey. I'm so excited to have y'all here tonight. David. Hey, David. I'm sorry. Yeah. Since you only know RL, we're going to say she was telling David, hey, so we're going to make sure we get everybody up. Y'all, I'm so excited about tonight. Y'all go welcome. Go ahead and let's go around. Introduce yourselves. Tell them who you are. And let's give them one instant back. And then we're going to jump right on into the conversation.
Well, ladies first.
Well, okay, I'll go. Hey, y'all, I am RL Fleming. I am the owner of Sexy Singles Shooting Shots, and I am 51. That's my interesting fact. Hey.
I say we go alphabetically, so let Curtis go next.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Curtis Tate. Originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I've resided in Philadelphia the past 20 years. I'm a girl dad. My daughter's 23 years old, and I think she's going to be joining us. And I still don't have to hold back because I had these conversations with her anyway. I work in special education with kids that are on the spectrum, which makes me understand that they have an excuse and we don't. I'm also currently in school to get my master's in education and my certification in special education. And I'm just here just to build with everybody. Ladies, I'm here as a friend. I'm here as a brother. And everything I say is in the institute of being genuine. And just kind of let y'all, give y'all a free game of what's going on over here on the male side. Some of it's going to be sweet and endearing. Some of them going to make you clutch your pearls. Some of them going to make you curse me out in the chat. But understand, at the end of the day, it's just, it's all love.
Eric, just go.
Tough act to follow. My name is Eric Bailey. I'm in LA, born and raised in Southern California. I have worked in the transportation industry for 15 years now. Currently, I'm an operations manager for LA Metro. One of the interesting fun facts about me is when my mother passed away about 4 years ago, I used photography as a creative outlet to kind of deal with the grief. So, there are some people that develop addictions and, a lot of problems coping with their grief. I just got really good at photography. Like Curtis, I am also in school right now working on my master's in public administration because even though that undergrad almost killed me because I did it later on in life, As people say, I'm a glutton for punishment. So I'm currently stressing myself out working on that master's program. I am a father to an 8-year-old son, and yeah, I've been divorced for about 4 years now. I've gone back and forth. I go in and out of dating just because of the roadblocks that I kind of fall under. So, I'm like, where I am now is, like, I'm not necessarily in the space where I need somebody. So if things don't seem right, I can always take that step back. And that's the reason why, I have the experiences that I have.
Interesting, y'all. So this tells you this is an eclectic crew. We all different ages, all different walks of life, and of course, we just gonna dive right on into it. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just open us up with one question. I got a couple of these that I want to do. So, what's one dating trend in 2026 that makes you laugh?
You said glad?
No, makes you laugh. One dating trend.
Okay.
What are people?
So you know what? I was actually just having this conversation with some friends, literally this morning. I checked in with some of my guy friends. We were having this conversation about, there seems to be this romanticizing of the past in terms of what men used to be as opposed to what men, what women used to be. And we sit up and talk about, like, oh, back in the day, men used to do this, and back in the day, women used to do that. And like, let's say, for example, planning dates. And I don't have a whole lot of experience with this because I'm like, I was a little bit younger, so I wasn't really in this realm just yet. But, I remember there seems to be this romanticization or romanticizing of, oh, men should plan this and plan that. And I'm like, if I recall correctly, especially like, from movies and pop culture and stuff like that, he was taking you out to go get some draws. Like he was taking you out specifically that night for one thing. So I'm like, so it's just really interesting how like we kind of pick and choose what parts of the past we like to glorify. Cause I'm like, if I remember right, it wasn't necessarily like as romantic as or as chivalric as we like to think it was. So
I'm gonna let Curtis go. I ain't gonna say nothing to you yet. I'm gonna let Curtis go.
Yeah, we're gonna see what the dudes got to say on this one, because
Oh well, first off, Mr. Eric, man, I'm glad you decided to go back in school. I wish I'd have went back like when I was your age.
No, you don't, because it's still stressing me out. I'm like, you see, I got way more gray hair than you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, as somebody that's a little older than you, Chat GPT, brother.
Oh no, I subscribe to it. I pay that $20 a month.
Chat GPT.
So is that how we go from this to this? But okay, keep going.
Hey, we building.
That's all right. We putting push pins on the board. We gonna come back to
okay. Got it.
One of the that I find what's the question that I find odd or troubling or makes me laugh?
Or just laugh. And see, Al agrees with me.
None of it makes me laugh. I study Stoic philosophy, so I'm just kind of stoic when it comes to just a lot of things in my life. And one of my favorite Stoic quotes is, "Do not wish for things to be different. Be glad the way things are." So I don't really are for real. Like I wake up 4:30 in the mornings. I spend about 10 minutes saying prayer. And as I get ready, I put on the Stoic philosophy video, and then after that, I have some brothers that I met that sends me out daily scripture. So my first hour of my day, that's how I begin my day with. And I just it's just what it is. I don't get mad. I don't get upset about it anymore. I'm still human, and if it comes into that space, I allow it. I let have my human experience, but most of it, it just don't phase me at this point.
Okay, well, I'm glad it doesn't. It does. I'm sorry. It don't make me laugh. I just, what Eric said brought me some pause. Yes, I understand the perspective that he was doing a thing to get a thing. Nowadays, they don't want to do the thing to get the thing. They just want the thing. And even sometimes when the thing is being tossed at them, Curtis, they don't even want it. So, you have to understand who you're dealing with, I think, so that you know what you're getting yourself into, because it can go either way nowadays. I mean, he might be taking you out, but what is he taking you out for? She might be taking you out at this point in our lives. And what's she taking you out for, Curtis? So, the different things. I'm older. So yes, of course I want a man that's chivalrous, that's a leader, that plans. Cause I don't wanna. I just don't. But does him doing that thing mean that he gets the goodies?
Okay, so I'm not saying that if you do it, you should. I'm not saying that if you do A, you're entitled to B. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying what makes me laugh is how we look at the past through these rose-colored glasses and say, we want this to come back. And I laugh at that because I don't remember it being as rosy-colored as possible. Like, for example, one of the things that from a man's perspective, because I only really speak on a man's perspective because I don't know what the woman's lived experience is. So, like, for example, one of the things that gets mentioned a lot when we have the notorious and infamous 50-50 argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
We always hear, oh, like, I don't remember my granddaddy complaining about this and complaining about that. I don't remember my parents sitting up talking about that. But remember, when we were little, wasn't we supposed to stay out of grown folks' business? So how do we remember what was going on behind closed doors, sitting up saying like, well, I don't remember them talking about this? That's because they didn't talk in front of kids. And if they did, hey, go in the room. So, so one of the things that I find interesting is just how we glorify a lot of the things from the past just because we don't like where the present is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that. I can
agree with that, but I also think that all three of you said something key, and I think it's because one thing that really makes me laugh is all the assuming. Mm-hmm. Everybody assumes what somebody else is thinking. Everybody assumes, oh, she invited me to her house for the first time. Bam, we finna get some. No, that might just be where she is. She might not do nothing, And so instead of just asking questions, we don't communicate. And so and this leads me to this other thing too with social media. Okay, so this is one I really want to. This drives me cuckoo. So I need to see what somebody else thinks. Red flag or green flag? Texting good morning every day.
At what point in the talking phase are y'all texting every morning?
I'm just asking in general, because for me, that's a red flag, because I'm trying to figure out what in the ham sandwich you doing every morning at the same time.
Well, so, and I don't take it as a red or green flag. I just take it as just kindness.
Somebody said what I was thinking, needy. Yes.
So I don't really pay it any attention one way or the other. So I take it as, oh, he's consistently sending this good morning. Let's see what happened a month from now.
Okay, maybe I took it wrong, because my thing is, not to cut you off, is if that's all you texted. Like, I don't hear from you, I don't talk to you, I don't do nothing. All I get is a good morning every morning. That's kind of weird to me. And there's nothing else after that. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't get
those. I block people. I'm sorry. Go, Curtis.
Yeah, no. Just that's why that would be a red flag, and that means that you are blocked and deleted.
So once again, I rely on my stoic philosophy.
Yes.
Like I said, the mornings are very important to me. I'm generally, I get on the bus, I'm good morning and things of that nature. You know what? I had a friend that was really close to me, and I talked to him at 9:30 one night. The last thing I told that brother was I love him. He went in for surgery, and then the next time I hear anything about him, his wife was on Facebook saying that he had passed in the night. So like when I get up in the morning, look, first off, and I had to learn to be a morning person. So, you know, in my hour of reflection time, if I think about you, I understand the importance of reaching out to somebody, you know, but that's me personally. And I also understand that other side, you know, just a good morning text, not saying nothing else. But me personally, you know, if it's a red flag or a green flag, you know, I really don't care because I understand what my effort is. Now, if a young lady tells me, and I send my homeboys good morning text too. So if a young lady tells me, if she asks me, you know what I'm saying, what's the philosophy behind me sending good morning text, I have no problem saying it. And she might say, oh, Curtis, I understand. Or she might say, well, Curtis, I understand, but I'm really not good with good morning text. Can you not send it to me? No harm, no foul. You know, so that's the thing. Like, you know, I don't allow myself to get upset on whether somebody thinks it's a red flag or a green flag. The only thing I ask if I'm doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable is to let me know, because the last thing I would want to do is make a woman feel uncomfortable at this age I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot. I missed this one as we were talking about something else because I already know Ariel finna come for you. I was younger and used to hear this and see the older guys. They would say, "Yeah, I have to clean my place and car. See if I can get her back here tonight." It wasn't a whole sleepless in the Seattle situation. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Game was game, but he still did something in order to prepare for her. So that's to me is still chivalry. And that to me, and it's sometimes it's not happening. And
Is it really chivalry if that's what the goal is though?
but who knew that was his goal. In my
Exactly.
mind,
That's what
look,
I'm
I'm just
saying.
saying in our mind, and then to answer your cousin, yeah, no, and then no how's your maybe a how's your night every blue moon. But go ahead, Eric, go ahead.
No,
What
I'm
the
just saying.
chivalry
I'm like,
was?
is it really chivalry if his goal was like, hey man, I'm trying to get my date to come back here tonight? Is that really chivalry?
Well, I don't think it's chivalry. I just think it's one of those new things that's a stickler. So some women don't like the queen, some women don't like the this and the that, and that's okay because we all have our own things. I think that if you're only saying good morning to me every morning, one, you don't stand out. I don't know. I mean, good morning to you too. Good morning. And I'm gonna say good morning back until I realize, oh shoot, this all you saying every day? Then they get
Right.
blocked. So I don't have it don't go more than 3 days. If you're not saying nothing else, you're done.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I wouldn't necessarily call it a colored flag, green or red, but it would just make me ask myself, because like listen, and this is why I asked at what point in communicating are we in where you're getting that, because let's say for example, after 3 or 4 days, like we've been talking for about a week or so, the communication should have advanced. So we should start getting things that are a little more complex in that greeting by just like, we're not even sitting up saying, how's your morning going? It's like, hey, good morning. I know that you have to work today. What time are you off? Like maybe we can talk, like, maybe we could talk on the phone, or maybe you can hit me up on your lunch break. So the very generic good morning, in my opinion, should really only last for about 3 days, the max. Because at that point, if y'all are filling each other out throughout the day, then the conversation should start to get a little more complex. If it stays like that for, I don't even know if I'd let it go for a week. Cause like let's say, for example, there was somebody I talked to, and this was recently, through a dating app. And, you know, she was giving me like 1-2 word questions. And I'm like, I just flat out said, hey, you know, like, I'm not sure. I'm like, it's hard for me to gauge your interest based on the fact that you're not really giving me a whole lot to work with. And if you're not interested, you don't have to fake it. You know, like, you know, you could just say not interested and stuff like that. And I never got a response. Not that I'm tripping off of it, but again, like I said, just depends on if the communication is advancing.
Well, I mean, and then again, I'm sorry, that's a red flag because the communication wasn't advancing.
Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody.
So,
Yeah,
I want to piggyback a little bit about, you know, what, you know, the gentleman said they used to do back in the day, just to prepare to being able to enjoy the comfort of a woman. What's this right here?
Candle.
So I have these all over my place. I go to the dollar store, at certain ones I get. I have them all over my place. I got warm vanilla sugar, Bath and Body Works just through my place with my hands. You know, I got a Johnson and Johnson's baby oil regimen I do every morning. I got soft music and stuff like that. So if you come into my place and you see candles and you see, you know, baby oil and you see incense and they're like, oh, I see Curtis, you setting the mood. I'd be like, nah, baby, this is my everyday motif. This is comfort for me. So
and that's why she was confused. Now we know.
Yeah, no, and I told you
he can't get out of this.
Not to say nothing.
In all fairness, what did I say in the beginning?
You said you were taking accountability for your actions. However, your question was, you don't know what happened.
You know, but y'all help me understand.
Okay, you know what? Audience, we got an audience question. That audience question. First date, coffee, dinner, or an activity. Put that in the chat for us. Coffee, dinner, or an activity for the first date. What you think, guys? Let me know. I know that's right. Letitia said, she just laughed. Girl, if you only knew the whole story. I hope it's just one bottle.
So I got one bottle in my bathroom, and I got one bottle in my bedroom. We stay moisturized around here. You know, we drinking our water and we're staying moisturized. Y'all see this skin?
Long as you didn't say, I'm not. And let me keep with the poll. Coffee or smoothie? Oh, I like that, LaTanya. Coffee or smoothie? I like that. All right, y'all. What else? Coffee, dinner, or activity? That's for the audience.
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about the coffee date. So somebody told me, he ain't gonna spend enough if he take you for coffee. I said, it ain't about what he's spending, it's about my time. And I only have 30 minutes for you in this coffee. And I don't even drink coffee. So I'm probably gonna get some tea. Once it's gone, I'm gone. Especially if we're not moving forward in the conversation. So if it's like a dud or a stale and he's just, oh, so yeah, what's your favorite color? Yeah. And so where were you born? If we can't get interested in 30 minutes, then I don't want to give you more of my time. So coffee, tea, smoothie, all of that stuff is cool for a first date. I am absolutely, even if you say ice cream, like I had ice cream first date.
I think that's a safe way because it's not, and that's something you said, something that I really hate that some women do. Y'all, we got to stop talking about, oh, he don't spend no money on me. Well, first of all, do you spend money on yourself?
Oh, right.
And I'm not trying, and again, not trying to say that a man shouldn't pay. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is, this is why we keep making some of the same mistakes because we're going in materialistically. Coffee to me is safe. A smoothie is safe. Dinner is kind of dangerous because that does get expensive. And in some people's minds, they think, if I spend all this, I better. So you take
Well, not only that, that's like 2-3 hours depending on where we going.
right.
And I just
And that, if I don't know you, I might not make it.
I'm not gonna be okay because as y'all see, my facial expressions are very expressive, and I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
so that's not gonna be
Latanya.
okay.
Latanya said, need to know the vibe. Going for coffee or a smoothie, we can figure it out if the vibe is there. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And somebody gave us the Hartwell. I hope I said your name right. Coffee. Okay, Hartwell. Say that because many are looking at the money and why. Exactly.
And so as a woman in my prime, 51, y'all ladies, this is just directly to the ladies. Good grief. You're not going to find substance if you're looking for superficial things. Mm-hmm. And so I don't really care what his money is. Can he cover the coffee? And then how is his conversation? So I'm looking to understand who he is. How does he speak? What is his conversation? How is he dressed? I went on one coffee date with one gentleman. It was very last minute. So he called me the morning of his birthday. We had known each other maybe a week. Morning of his birthday, said, meet me at so-and-so for coffee. No problem. 5 minutes from the house, I can be there. But you didn't even take the time to put on clean clothes. Where you come from? I was like, wait a minute. You know you got something on your shirt? Oh, yeah, I pulled this out the dirty laundry. What? And you told me? Oh.
I was on his side till you mentioned that. I was rooting for my guy.
It's just sad. So those are the types of things. And that gentleman is a 6-figure earner. And he couldn't put on no clean clothes. So y'all got to be careful out here in these streets and understand what you're really wanting. What are your can't deal withouts? And you're, okay, it's okay. We're gonna be okay because we got these core things that, hopefully faith and communication and trust and faithfulness are up there at the top. But, just making sure that we're thinking through why we're looking towards the money. What's the reason? I make my own money, so I don't look for his.
I would say how to rank what you do with those things is I would rank them coffee date, activity, dinner. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is I don't think the two people should really be going out on a date for dinner until like they know something is there, because eating with somebody, it requires like a level of intimacy, like obviously not like physical intimacy, but just like emotional intimacy. Like I remember watching this reel on Instagram about something, and it was just like random things, but like this dude said at this bar, he was like, I don't cook for people I don't love. And I was like, that meant something to me, because remember, like, I'm a huge jazz fanatic. One of my favorite songs by Cab Calloway, Everybody Eats When They Come to My House, right? You give people food, as a form of affection. Like, oh man, I know you had a long drive over here, man. Get you something to eat. So there's a level of intimacy that kind of happens when you're sharing food with somebody. So I think that should be reserved for when y'all know that there's a connection there, when you know that there's a spark, when there's an it. The activity should be, okay, so now you want to gauge to see how this person's personality is. Like I think that you should do the coffee date, the tea date, ice cream, a walk somewhere, meeting up at a park where y'all can kind of talk and engage each other and figure out, like how you are, because that's when you learn the theory. That is when you learn who this person theoretically is. Then you move on to doing the activities. Then you find out who this person is in practice. You find out how they treat other people when you go out. Like, are they, because remember, one of those huge telltales is how you treat the staff or the, the employees where you going. So you find out, does this person tip? Are they rude to people? Are they nice? Are they too demanding? So like I said, so the activity, like, let's go mini golfing. Let's go out to, go, on a sightseeing tour or something, right? Doesn't matter what, but you do that activity first to kind of gauge how their personality is in practice, because you just learned who they told you who they were, but now you get to see it in real time. And then if this person is like, okay, well, you know what, this person is actually really cool to hang out with. Now all of a sudden you can start doing a little more intimate things like the dinners and the trips and stuff like that. I think that a lot of reasons why those dinner dates don't go well is because, like I said, that requires a certain level of intimacy that was skipped over by a couple of steps. Like I said, I'm like, I don't know where people like, crap all over the coffee date, but it's like, it's a great way to just kind of gauge, like, hey, tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, it was just like when the argument was going around talking about if they took you to wasn't it Cheesecake Factory for the first day? I said that was the craziest thing. I'm like, yes, take me to Cheesecake Factory because I already know what piece of cheesecake I want. Because honestly, you could have turned it into a cheesecake and coffee date. You ain't have to do all that other foolishness. Y'all just I'm sorry. Did I just have a whole moment? I did.
So I one of my biggest things, personally, is that if a woman don't eat Cheesecake Factory, if they don't do certain things, then they don't do certain things. You understand at that time that you don't mesh. Me myself personally, just like Eric said, if I'm interested in you, I got to see how you maneuver in certain situations. I'm gonna want to go to church with you. I'm going to want to go for walks with you. I'm going to want ice cream dates, stuff like that. I'm going to let you come into my world, and I also want to be in your world because I want to see how you operate in my world. And I also want you to have a chance to see how I operate in your world. For example, I had a young lady ask me on a date to go to a comedy club to see Ari Spears, and I'm a big Ari Spears fan, and I'm a big comedy fan. And I laughed my ass off. And at the end of the day, she was like, Curtis, I didn't even think you smiled or you laughed because you always seem so serious. And then we had the conversation. I said, nah, sweetie, I clown all. Anybody know me? I clown all the time. It was about a week for Facebook for Black History Month, beginning of Black History Month. I was doing all these S-curl boxes, and I had Jerry curls and stuff like that. And anybody knows me knows I like to clown. So those dates and stuff like that, it's going to be a little awkward. It's going to be some red flags. It's going to be some green flags. And you just got to decide on whether you're going to push through. But
you know what? I agree with what you're saying, but I'm talking about that particular thing that was going on. That video was saying that particular person was saying that was a red flag for them if their first date was Cheesecake Factory.
What's the red
flag? I'm not mistaken that this person wasn't no good, that they couldn't go out with nobody. I'm like, well, he's saying take you to McDonald's.
Okay. But so the rest of that video was that because she was running late, their reservations had to be canceled, and his backup plan was the Cheesecake Factory because she was running late in her sheen dress.
Okay, ladies, let me ask a question though. If you take yourself,
it was the same dress that took me out. It took me out right quick. Okay, I'm back.
If you just historically, you take yourself out to fine dining. Nothing's wrong with Cheesecake Factory. If you take yourself out to fine dining and you wouldn't eat Cheesecake Factory on your dime, you think it's disgusting. I don't see nothing wrong with a woman saying, "Oh,
but no. That's different. If it's something that if you saying you don't want to go on the first date there because you just don't like the food, that's different. She was saying she was offended that the person
because
took her
Cheesecake Factory.
Don't it still goes back to her standards though?
I don't think so.
I mean, I think that how since RL kind of gave us context on the sense that was the backup, that's kind of even worse because I'm like, because you the reason why you ended up at the Cheesecake Factory to begin with, because
like Ruth Chris and all those places, they don't you late, baby. Sorry.
Yeah. So that said, I think that I don't know where this sense of entitlement on both ends came from, where women kind of expect things to be a certain way from jump, and men expect things to be a certain way from jump. And I think that the art of courting each other, I'm going to emphasize that the art of courting each other has kind of been lost. And
Yes.
what kind of
I agree.
restarts that, is again getting to know each other, taking that time to go to Starbucks, or I prefer coffee bean just because I'm a contrarian. But
Absolutely.
yes. So that said, spend some time to go sit at a coffee shop and just kind of talk and pick somebody's brain and figure out what type of music that they're into. Because I'm a huge music connoisseur. I'm a huge connoisseur of music and pop culture. So I want to know how you feel about certain things, because I'm going to be sitting up giving you a whole bunch of random references from I Love Lucy. And I'm like, and I need you to understand those things because, you got to be cultured, so to speak.
And that's real. That's so real because a lot of times that's why I think a lot of people are so disappointed when they're going on these dates because they don't have anything to talk about. Because
Right,
at the end of the day, right? Oh, that's my sister-in-law. Hey, girl, hey.
Right.
That particular situation, she was trying to date outside her tax bracket. Okay, that's a whole nother thing too.
And I think that's where I know, and so most women might be mad at me, but I actually liked what was his name? Kelvin Samuels. Rest his heart. Yeah. I think some of his conversations were so true that we don't want to hear it. So I'm not telling you can't date outside your tax bracket. I can date out my tax. We can do whatever we want. But what matches? What's gonna make everything about your relationship stay together? So it could be that the two different spectrums come together and it's amazing. But it could be that there's going to be some pull and give because you mad because now we're going to the Cheesecake Factory. So that's going to be a problem. So we got to really understand who
we didn't go to IHOP.
Well, I don't like
IHOP. That's what I'm saying. Or Waffle House because I'm in Atlanta.
Well, look, this is the thing. Like, when we talk about, it's certain things that old mindsets and stuff that needs to be changed. This is what I want to go back a little bit and piggyback off. When they talked about granddaddy and grandmom in the courting process and stuff like that, is one thing that people don't understand. That is also a romanticized narrative. Back in the day, when men saw a woman that he wanted to date, he brought flowers, he took them out to eat to impress them, but to show them that he would be able to provide for her and their future children. It had nothing to do with romance at that point. And I'm going to give you something that a lot of older women will tell young girls about finances. You know what I'm saying? And first off, I want to say that the opinions of Curtis Tate does not reflect Miss Franklin or anybody else on this show.
He's on a setback. Let me
the one thing that I've constantly had females tell me that their mothers and their grandmothers had told them is that a dry pocketbook and a wet pussy does not match.
Well, my granny didn't say it like that.
But she didn't say it like that.
She didn't say
we
that.
got yeah.
She said, make sure you got your own itch.
Is it some truth? Is it some truth to it? Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Hey,
J-O-B. If you want to
know what? Okay, so I'm finna go to be the church girl on here because the Bible tells us the man that don't work, he don't eat. So that's what I got.
See, it all comes back. So once again, it goes back to me is that I am not going to be upset if a woman says, Curtis, you don't have such and such resources to date me. I'm not going to be upset. You know what I'm saying? And this is what women really need to understand. This is what I really want y'all to understand. I could be a one woman that doesn't want to date me. it could be that same type of woman. It's going to be 5 other women that want to date me.
Mhm.
So if you're a woman, do you have that same resources in men that's available? You know, when you talk about dating and stuff like
That
that,
is so narcissistic. So what you won't do, because somebody said this to me, what you won't do is that, because that is such a narcissistic statement, because I've heard men say, oh, I'm the best thing that you gonna ever have because everybody else is out there ain't like me. And in my
Miss
mind, like, no, they aren't. Some of
Miss
them are a lot better.
You know,
Miss Franklin, I knew that term was going to come up, and I was available to address it. I am going to go to the remember. I worked in mental health, so I am going to go
Absolutely.
to the DSM-5.
The DSM-5.
That's the diagnostic manual for explaining what mental health diagnoses are, how to treat them. So the DSM-5 states that there are 9 or 11 traits to classic narcissism.
Mhm.
And most people have at least 3 traits of narcissism, and you have to be diagnosed with having 5 of those traits to be considered a classic diagnosed narcissist that has to be diagnosed by a mental health professional.
I don't give a flying flip.
No, hold
How
on, let
many
me finish.
traits they got
Let
to
me
have.
finish.
If
Let me
you
finish.
got
I'm biting my
No,
tongue. Like, where we going?
you
We
are
talking
a
about
narcissist.
dating.
Please let me finish. Please let me finish. So if I say that at least everybody has 2 or 3 traits, narcissistic traits, that means men have 2 or 3 of those traits, and women have 2 or 3 of those traits. So you might find somebody that has a trait or 2 of narcissism, but that doesn't make them a narcissist. That's a term that's thrown around too much. That's another thing we need to stop doing, is putting labels on people. Narcissist, psychotic behavior, nymphomania, and stuff like that. Those are mental health terms, and you cannot put that on people. Now,
If you quack like a duck and walk like a duck, what is it, Ariel?
I don't know. What was we talking about?
didn't I say that you have to have at least 5 of those traits? Now what
If they
happens
got
is
some of them, you know
if
what?
those narcissistic traits you can't deal with, just move away from it, because there's some narcissistic traits in women. I can't deal with it. I'm not going to tell them they're a narcissist or anything. I'm just going to be like, you know what, darling, I can't deal with that, and I'm going to move away.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing at Latanya's comment.
I'm not going to shame them. I'm not going to talk noise about them.
Thank you, Latanya.
I'm just going to move away and see what I just stated was evidence-based information, and everybody wants to push back on that. Everybody wants to push back on that.
Well,
now, if you want me to cite where that come from, I can.
No.
We're not being clinical.
I think I've known you the longest, Curtis, and I'm just gonna ask that we stay on topic so we don't run over time.
Okay.
But I get your point, and I think we use a lot of terms loosely: submission, masculine, feminine. You know, a lot of that stuff. But we were talking about how we've come from one place and we're in a new place, and we're trying to bring forth all the old things that used to happen for our grandparents, great grandparents, parents. And it just, I think that's because that's such our experience. So in those experiences, we saw that love happened to some degree.
So
if I had to talk deeply about my grandparents, my grandfather courted my grandmother. Sex, whenever sex happened, it was not first date, it was not second date, but whenever it happened, then they got married, they had some kids, but they didn't sleep in the same bedroom. So is that the love you're looking for? So you have to know what you want.
So
I
want to say Bianca just said something that I was literally getting ready to allude to. Yeah. That social media has ruined dating culture. Because thank you for that comment, because I was literally about to say that right now. And the reason why it I feel, because again, this is just my opinion, the reason why it's ruined dating culture is because it's given everybody this illusion of choice to the point where, oh, well, you know what? If I don't find exactly what I'm looking for, if you know, I'm going to build a bear and I'm going to build me a partner. I'm going to, like, whether you're a man or a woman, I'm going to, I'm like, this is my check sheet. Everything on this check sheet got to be checked off the list. And I'm like, and if I got these 9 things on here, if these 9 things ain't here, everything's going back, right? Because you have this illusion that you start scrolling on your screen. Oh, well, you know what? Well, such and such this, such and such that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and wait until, I have what I want. And the fact of the matter is, there's not a single person out here that checks all of those boxes. There's not a single, this whole concept of having a soul. Because again, we romanticize the past, but like you just said, they didn't have it right. There was no such thing as a soulmate. You made things work. Like if you talk to somebody that's been married 47 years or 50 years right now, and you pick their brain, how did y'all make y'all marriage last for so long? And I'm like, you know what? We just learn to tolerate each other. We learn that, my wife ain't perfect, my husband ain't perfect, but the positive traits about this person greatly outweigh the negative ones. So we just went ahead and made it work. As opposed to now, always saying there are some people that, they move in with each other and was like, I don't like the fact they put the toilet paper over as opposed to under. So nope, this ain't gonna work. We have become so intolerant to other people, and these are supposed to be the people that that you love, that you commit to. And I don't shy about talking about my divorce at all. A lot of reasons why I got divorced is because my ex-wife just didn't want to make things work. She kept saying, oh, we grew into different people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a different person now. You're a different person now. We've known each other. She never really said that we grew apart. She just kept saying that we were different people. And again, there's that whole thing where I'm like, okay, well, now the person I am deserves this person. And rather than, try to see if, there's enough overlap between the person that I want and the person that you are, it's just, no, I'm gonna just go find this perfect person, because everybody has this idea, whether or not it's through social media, I believe it is, that this person exists, this perfect person exists for you. And don't stop and don't settle and don't sell yourself short until you find this person that checks off all these boxes. And I'm like, all right, go ahead and keep waiting, but you're gonna be waiting a good long time.
Yeah, I think that we've seen a lot about this checklist, and I don't think I've ever seen a man have a checklist. And so when I think about my girlfriends or past friends, it's always been us with this long checklist. And I watched the Kelly Rowland movie with Method Man, and her list was 4 pages long, tight. I just thought to myself, Jesus Christ himself could not fulfill everything on that list. But it's more about who are you? Do you understand who you are? Do you understand how you match up to this man? So I'm gonna just use Curtis as an example. I know that I couldn't date Curtis because I can't go through the philosophical book references. I would slip my wrist. But I like Curtis as a person, so I would hang out with Curtis. But in all of that, I know who I am. And so I know I'm able to be honest about that. And so if we're not able to be honest because we don't even know who we are, it's going to be hard to date and you're going to have trouble. Social media makes it harder because not only do you have people, but you got too many people. And you think in your mind, you're going to get to all the people in the world. Oh, I got many choices. I do. Oh, do you? Okay, but who are you as a person? Because that same person that had no choices locally might be because you might be a narcissist. So that's not going to relate across the world. And so knowing who we are individually and who we want to be with, the type of person, really helps in the dating realm.
Well, let's lighten this up a little bit. So, Curtis, what you got, Curtis?
So I like to say that, you know, the one thing I would like to say is I also saw the Method Man in the Kelly Rowland movie because I like romance movies. So the thing is that even though she had that 4-page list, that was just a rough draft. So, you know, she went through and she edited. And in the end, I don't have a problem with a woman having a rough draft.
Okay, so she got it down to 2 pages. All right.
So
She tore them pages up. She tore them.
Okay, so y'all haven't seen the movie yet. Let's look. We're going to come back and talk about the movie.
I tell you,
the movie was very good. If you haven't seen it,
I haven't seen it yet because that was going to be my movie. You know I'm talking over because we're gonna come back and talk about that.
I just gotta say 2 things.
Don't say nothing because I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. And happy birthday, Bianca. Today is your birthday, so happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So y'all, let's lighten this up a little bit. Would you date someone who lives in another state if flights were free?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is just show up to the airport and get flued out. Yeah.
So why do you think some people are having such a stigma?
Because they gotta pay for it.
Well, and so I think it's a little bit more beyond the I gotta pay for it. It's also the I don't know what they're doing when I'm not around. So that's also looking at yourself and see your trust issues that you have that you can't date long distance.
That is a factor, but I don't think it's the main factor. Like that's definitely a factor. I think it's more so just the physical access that you have to somebody, because like if you're the type of person that wants to come home to the same person every night, you know, y'all FaceTiming each other ain't the same thing. You know, so if you want to, you know, like
I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at what David posted. He said, I had a bad experience with TSA last time I flew. And I'm sorry because I popped it up before I read the whole thing. And then when I read it, it was in the middle of your sentence. And I apologize because it took me out real quick. So back to you.
No, it's all good. So I'm like, I'm going to say that if you're the type of person that like, say like, for example, my job is extremely stressful. So, you know, if you're the type of person that needs to, you know, have somebody hug you, rub your back and say, hey, you know what, don't worry about all the stress that you went through throughout the day. I'm here for you. Let's do something to make it better. Right. Let's go on a walk. Let's go do this. Let's go do. If you're the type of person that needs that on a daily basis, then the long distance relationship might not work for you because again, you know, like talking on the phone isn't the same as being in the same room with somebody.
Right.
So the long distance relationship kind of works for people that don't necessarily need that day-to-day interaction. So, it all just depends on, and I hate to make it sound like I'm not being direct, but it just depends on what you expect to get out of a relationship. And I don't think that a lot of people want I just see you when I see you, like, you know, once or twice a month. I don't think that people want that kind of relationship because I've had this conversation. I've been asked this question before, and I would be open to meeting somebody that's, you know, in another state, but it's with the intention that, you know, eventually we, you know, we're going to, you know, come together under one roof. So having a long distance relationship for an extended period of time, I would have a problem with that. But meeting somebody, you know, that lives somewhere else, I'm completely open to that. But, you know, there's no knock on Indiana or Wisconsin or Illinois. But, you know, I start talking to somebody from out there, come on out to California.
And I think that's so with anything we do as adults, we should be intentional. But so you have to also, again, know who you are. You can't just fall in love with him or her and think, oh, well, they just know that this is what it is. We have to communicate. And so in communicating those things and then making intentional steps towards getting together, that means we got regular conversation, we got regular time spent, we're doing all the things. Now, I'm a long distance girly, so I love the fact that you're not right next door. You know, right next door. Don't come knocking on my door. But you know, most people don't like that. And so I'm okay with it because I'm okay to live wherever. However, I might not meet that person if I never leave my home. So I travel a lot. So I might meet him somewhere else. Who knows? But you know, if we're closing off ourselves to things that we're really not, maybe not sure of. What does it look like? How do we put it together? Well, with intention, you make things work.
Mhm. I totally agree with that. Y'all, believe it or not, y'all, we have been on here a while,
It's
and
just been an hour.
it's been an hour, and those are the still and people and our audience that's still with you. Would y'all like to hear us come back again, maybe next month, and do another show with y'all? What y'all think about that? Because we've
Or
had a
do
lot
they
of
have any
fun.
questions, maybe real
Well,
quick?
yeah. Do y'all have any questions? Because now we're getting ready to open up the floor. Because I love the interaction that we have had tonight. Do y'all have any questions for anybody for the panel? And as y'all are pulling those questions together, I want y'all. This is our last question for the night. Are we choosing partners or are we choosing lifestyles?
I'm gonna go for partner. I had to think about it though.
Somebody
I'm
said yes, yes,
I'm
yes. Come back.
I'm actually going to agree and say partner because one of the things that I learned in my previous relationship is to never lose your individualism. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying that, that your lifestyle as a partner doesn't matter because there are some things that, we just might not see eye to eye on and there's
Mhm.
going to be some conflict, but we don't necessarily have to have the exact same interests or likes or beliefs as long as like we're respectful of each other. You're free to kind of have your own individualism as long as your individualism contributes to whatever collective that we're trying to build. So if you can be a partner, I don't necessarily think that the lifestyle that you have really matters, because I mean, if you're somebody that is into more educational stuff and I do more creative stuff, I don't really necessarily think that matters. I'll thug it out and do the educational stuff with you. You thug it out and do the creative stuff with me, and that works. And that's one of the reasons why I think that we romanticize a lot of those relationships from the past, because again, people were people got into relationships knowing that they were a certain way, but I was like, but I'm gonna love you regardless. And I don't really think we do that anymore.
Mhm.
I would say partner. Um, I think once you find that partner, everything else works out. Because if you're my partner, I'm gonna be so interested in you. It's gonna be some things I might not be into or didn't like. I'm gonna know. For example, I dated a young lady that was a CPA. I do not like numbers. I like when they say I'm philosophical. That my brain doesn't work like that. But when we used to have dinner and the passion she had behind doing accounting,
Mm.
I was intrigued in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was something that she was passionate about it. Because I actually saw the algorithm in the heartbeat behind it. So even though I'm not a numbers person, to simply sit there and see her go talk about an hour just about being an accountant and stuff like that, it made me kind of think like, well, maybe it's just not about numbers and tax codes and stuff like that. So I would say partner. Everything else will figure it out.
I think I think partner, and then if you come in as partners, then it's gonna grow to a lifestyle.
Mhm.
Because again, like everybody has said, come in knowing who you are, and that's where I feel like in 2026, I don't care how old you are, because I think I might be the oldest on here. I'm 56. So what I've seen and what I've heard are totally different than what a lot of other people, because I was sheltered. So I really didn't see a lot of things growing up. But now it's like being out in the world, experiencing people, getting in rooms, doing things that most people say that I shouldn't do, but I still show up in these different spaces. I think that's where we have to start to grow as people. And when we grow as people and really learn who we are, then all the other things are going to fall in place.
Yeah, I agree. I think that also when because even for you, um, church girl CEO is who you are, but that puts a stigma on you too. It puts you
It
in a
does.
box. And so I know that's not who you are. But, people, if we stop putting people in a box and let people be individuals, whatever that looks like for them, then each person can decide based off of who I know you to be if I want to be around you, period. That's whether it's romantic or platonic or family.
Mhm.
You just have to, we gotta stop putting people in boxes and assuming that, oh, she's a church girl, she shouldn't dress this way. That's another topic for another day. But
Absolutely.
who cares?
Right.
I don't care at the end of the day. Be you, and I'm gonna be me.
And that also goes, I'm glad you said that, because when I created Church Girl CEO, it wasn't about putting it in a box. It really and truly, I created it so you could come out the box. Because so many times when people heard Church Girl, they were like, oh, you too churchy for this. You can't do this. You can't do this. So I said, let me create a safe place for those people that are in ministry, those people that are doing certain things and they feel like that they can't be themselves in other places. But let's create a safe place where you can be yourself. But then the title kind of stuck with me. So so then people like, ooh, I can't say that around you. Ooh, I can't be that around you. Ooh, you can't do that kind of stuff. Ooh, you're not supposed to write about those things. Baby, I'm gonna do and say whatever I want to do. But again, that's also learning to be who you are and feeling comfortable with who you are in your skin.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't see no questions from anyone.
Yeah, no, we didn't get any more questions, but we did have a lot of people say that they did enjoy. They did want to see if we would come back. So y'all be thinking about that. You never know. We might come back next month because I think we can only find y'all. It's been our schedules are so crazy that just to nail down this one day in the following month, it's been a chore, been interesting. But we definitely will. We definitely RL and I. If nobody else is gonna be back next month, it'll definitely be RL and I because that is Women's History Month, and we will definitely be coming on to talk to the ladies because she does something that I was supposed to do yesterday, but it got canceled. So yes, we will, and I'm not gonna talk about what it was, but we're gonna talk about that more in depth. Well, guys,
Wait,
y'all.
Hold up, real quick. I want to address Latinia's question before we log out.
Okay, hold on. Let me put it up.
Okay, what's your thoughts on the first date on Valentine's Day? Here's the thing. I always say this all the time. If you're gonna make your first date on Valentine's Day, like I say for everything else, it better work. It better work. That first date, that should be your last first date.
So I would like to address that question. Just to let you audience know, R and Deborah's on me pretty hard this podcast. They took some real low blows because of a conversation which I was being open and transparent.
He asked for help, and that's okay. That's what we're here for.
They took some jabs at me, but it's all good. So I would say up till yesterday, I would have thought that, a date on Valentine's Day, first date would have been, perfect. But through trial and error, in which we got to understand, grace starts at home. So we need to give ourselves grace through trial and error. And since I'm in a different space in my own, self, I now understand that,
in your own evolution.
You really have to be careful and intentional when you do stuff, these landmark stuff, going to people's family house for Christmas, Valentine's Day and stuff like that. Because as a man, it might be innocent, but it's two people. It takes two to tango. So, I'm speaking as a man. So I would tell the brothers, just think about both sides of the coin. And you're not always going to get it right. You're not always going to get it right. But that simple, hey, you know what? You wanna hang out on Valentine's Day, might look like something else to them. And brothers, for whatever you do, if they come back to your house, don't have nothing for them to wear. Whether it's pajamas,
what was you finna say?
You could do Valentine's Day. Just make sure that the first, you could do Valentine's Day on the first date, just not the Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. Look, brother, I'm going to say, me personally, because of my experience, and just because of my experience, I wouldn't do Valentine's.
So, communication is key. And so that's what we were telling Curtis, is communication is key, because Valentine's Day is a holiday for women, that, and not necessarily that it's for women, but women in our minds. You taking us somewhere on Valentine's Day? Oh, we good.
Yeah, we good.
And
then after we go,
but the first date can't be the day after Valentine's Day, because then there's also a sign. That's another sign that you trying to tell me I'm the side piece.
Yeah,
so
and you cheat. Don't do it. But so in the intention that you want to just go for a first date on Valentine's, that's perfectly fine. Because for me, I haven't really been out on Valentine's Day. Right. So if you say, hey, if Curtis calls, I told y'all I don't like Curtis, but Curtis calls, hey, you want to go dancing? Oh, okay. Well, of course I don't have anything else to do, so let's go. Right. But then Curtis invited me back to his house with some silk pajamas he bought me that he heard me mention that I thought I liked. And then he got all them candles in the house. It's smelling good. I'm a little tipsy. I don't drink though. But then I want some. Curtis ain't giving it up. Now I'm pissed. Because what we doing? This not a first date. That shouldn't be
set up. You done set the atmosphere, and now you done turned it around. So
now she drunk and can't get none in her satin pajamas
that you bought her. But anywho,
so
we got one more question.
Let me end with this real fast. I'm gonna tell you, I've known you for years. And you know what? I think you're a very dynamic woman.
Thank you.
And I guarantee you, if you went out on a date with me after that first date, your whole mind would be messed up because you thought I was going one way and another way. So I'm gonna be in Nashville soon, and
I mean, we'll see. We'll have lunch.
Breakfast.
I had to think about it. Lunch.
We got breakfast.
We got a new luxury bus that go from Atlanta to Nashville. So I had to take the luxury bus so I could come referee this fight.
Deborah, Deborah, you know what? Even though I'm a changed man, but I don't mind, being in a small space with two beautiful women at one time. Now,
I'm know what?
No, that sounds like too much.
How would you handle
Bianca?
How would you handle losing the spark with your partner?
So first, we have to recognize that we're losing or lost the spark, and so we have to remove our ego, because we're either going to try to accuse the other person or blame ourselves. Right. So once we remove the ego and move towards, okay, how do I want to still be here? Because you got to ask the question, because why are you there if there's no spark? But we lost it. I want to get it back. Now I'm going to be intentional about what I'm doing. I may go back to doing the things I did when I got him. Was I massaging his back, massaging his head? What was I doing when we got together that he enjoyed, and try to go from there? And same thing for men. If there was something that you were doing in the beginning that got her and you just want to rekindle, go back to the beginning. It's okay. We have to be intentional. And I'm the one that loves to say we got to intentionally date after we're together, after we're married. Because if you're still not getting that intimacy and that passion from one another, you will lose the spark. You're going to think you did something, they did something, somebody ain't doing the somethings, and then you're gonna be mad. But if you never say anything, now that becomes anger, and that's bad. It just builds, and so we gotta communicate.
I think is that I think we it is what's the saying it is air to human, but it's something to forgive or something like that. I think the thing is, the spark might be gone, but you're not falling in and out of love. You know what I'm saying? That's just like a candle.
Mhm.
A candle will go out. You might have to re-wick it. You might have to light it again. You might have to take a butter knife and kind of, scrape around the wick, because, I got candles all over my house because, I know that type of stuff. So the thing is that your baseline is love. Your baseline is love. As long as the love is still there, falling, people going to get older, stuff going to start to sag. You might have to go get a gas station pill. I mean, life is going to happen.
Did he
So
really? Okay, pause.
What?
Did he really just say a gas station pill?
Look,
Okay, I just
Yeah, I
wanna
be
make-
trying not to say nothing to Curtis. Be on me.
Look, I said in the beginning. Now, me personally, I'm not getting no gas station pill
Well, then how you know? Why would you bring that up?
because because I had an ex that said that she told her husband one time, like, yo, do I need to go get a gas station pill for you? That's how come I know. Not for me.
Some things I just don't think I need.
I can't take no gas station pill. I take 2 blood pressure meds. I can't take no gas station pill.
you know what? I was going to have. I'm going to have. You know what? I'm going to reserve anything I got to say for the next meeting. For the next meeting.
Oh gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, it just been solidified. Looks like we're gonna have another show. And I don't think we're gonna call it Dating 2026. We're gonna come up with a real name for our Sunday encounters.
Man.
Because you done took me out with this gas station.
Jeez.
I'm the only one that heard of the gas station pill.
No, you're not the only one. See, look, laughter.
You're not supposed to tell everybody everything.
No, laughter is not us not understanding. Confusion would be if we didn't understand it. Oh, what's it? What is that? No, that's the reason we laugh, and we know exactly what you meant.
Look, hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all, ladies, don't be fooled. These blue chews, these gas station pills. This stuff is real out here.
Now look at here. When we go to lunch, don't you go get no goddamn pills.
Huh? Who, me? I'm not gonna get no pills. If
we're not doing none of that. We eating a sandwich.
Y'all about to make us go.
Thank you, Bianca.
Only if it lasts longer than 4 hours.
Then you gotta go get another woman. It lasts longer than 4 hours. That's what Dick Gregory said. He said, I don't need to see the doctor. You need to go get me another woman.
No, we're not doing none of that. No pills, no nothing.
Look, y'all better start checking these medicine cabinets. I'm telling you.
You know what?
LaTanya, I done laid out. LaTanya, I'm on the floor.
I gotta go pray now. I gotta go. You're not a religious of a person, but I gotta go atone for this meeting.
Curtis.
Hey, you know what, brother? You know what, brother? I'm gonna tell you, I'm always in prayer because I need it. And that's another thing. Women ask me, do you go to church? I'll be like, yes, I try to be in the Lord's house. They'd be like, that's good. I'll be like, nah, I need it. I'm not the type of person that can't go without the Lord. Like I said, when I spend an hour in the morning, I need that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Don't stop.
I'm so happy for you.
I can't.
Oh my God.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I cannot. You know what? If I think about some of the stuff in my past, my daughter's mother, I am so thankful for her that she still talks to me. And not necessarily that I was a bad person, but I didn't understand certain things with her. I made her out to be Hitler when she was just goofy. Hitler and Goofy is two different people. And
You know what? And on that note, look, I'm done. Y'all, give me just a second. I got to do a plug. Y'all, I am hosting a Unlock Your Success and Growth Power Tribe strategy workshop. Please join us in a couple weeks. Y'all, ladies, come out. Learn how to put AI in your business. Learn. Because this is what pays for what we do, y'all. This is one of the sponsors. The DFP group does sponsor conversations with Deborah Franklin. So, y'all, I need y'all the QR code. Go ahead. You can hold your phone up, scan that QR code, and I'll leave that up. And I just want to thank you guys for coming on, joining us. Y'all, I love the chemistry between us, and I love these conversations because Curtis definitely makes it up. Y'all, up to the point we probably need to shop the show, see if we can actually make some real money with this, because this has been hilarious. Knowing is half the battle. Denise Holland said, and do Curtis, exactly why I choose coffee. I'm trying to get to know this person. He shows up in dirty clothes. Oh my, that tells me a lot about you. Oh no. Okay, so you heard it in bit, so I'm gonna go to his defense. He did not show up in dirty clothes. Curtis is just Curtis. And
you see the sweater? You see the sweater?
You just need to go back.
You see the sweater?
Please, y'all,
Do a man that wear this type of sweater, will he show up on the first date with a dirty shirt on?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, that's all I'm gonna say.
I know for Ralph Lauren. If I'm not mistaken, Ralph Lauren.
Polo Bear. Not the sweatshirt, not the t-shirt, the knit.
I can
the knit.
I got the outfit done. He on his shit.
All right.
I'm sorry. It's the Lord's Day. He on his stuff.
Oh. Well.
Now, you might see, if you see a stain on my shirt, I would apologize, but it could probably be because I was moisturizing with my baby oil. I poured too much on my hand.
Johnson & Johnson might be a good sponsor.
Look, you were the cops already said thank you. We don't have you as a suspect. You free to go. And as soon as you was walking out the little door, it was like, and another thing. Go ahead, sit back down.
And another one.
Right. I really got to get going though.
Yes.
So
y'all think I'm playing? Look how much in that bottle. Look, and I got 2 bottles around the house.
Curtis,
you gonna end up on somebody's watch list, man.
No, man, I'm moisturized, man.
Right, they are not finna come get us. Y'all, it has been so much fun tonight. I have enjoyed y'all. We are definitely going to plan to come back next month. We will definitely be back. We'll probably have 2 different shows for next month. One with the guys and then one with all girls, because we're going to definitely have a girl show next month because it is Women's History Month. And yes, LaTanya, we all saying the same thing. No.
Right.
Curtis, I can't. Oh my OMG.
So I'm the only one that use baby oil when they get out the shower.
Yeah.
So
I use
nobody else use baby oil.
I use Nivea cream.
Huh?
I use Nivea. I use shea butter and
I use
baby
shea
oil
butter.
gel, Curtis, gel.
So I keep the Johnson & Johnson baby oil gel in my bag through the day.
Okay, all right, y'all. We gonna wrap this up on that note, y'all. I love y'all to life. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a great rest of your evening.
Right.
Make sure y'all keep looking out. Look on our pages. Follow all of us on social media, so then you will know when the next show happens next month. Because I know, y'all, we didn't even get to half the questions for tonight. We had a whole plan, but y'all, we'll see y'all next month. Have a good one.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Y'all are